You are live.
Good morning, everyone. This is the welcome to the May meeting of the Board of Regents Committee on Academic and Student Affairs. We will begin. I'm hereby calling the meeting to order. I ask the secretary to call the roll, please.
Thank you. Regent Bloom?
Present.
Regent James?
Present.
Regent McCarthy?
Present.
Regent Porth?
Present.
And I'd also like to take a moment to recognize Chair Ryan and our ex officio member, Professor Colina Sasenker. And we have a quorum.
Thank you.
Thank you. First item of business is approval of the minutes of the meeting of the April 6th meeting. Do I have a motion to put that on the table for consideration?
I'll move it.
Second.
Second. Comments on the minutes of the past meeting, of the last meeting? Seeing no comments, all those in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Minutes are approved. Thank you. The first action item is the suspension of the mathematics MA at Western. Provost Cathoria, do you want to present this, please?
Thank you, Regent Bloom. Good morning, everyone. Western Connecticut State University seeks the approval for the suspension of the Masters of Arts program in mathematics. Enrollment has steadily declined over the last 10 years to currently enroll 2 students. The program's primary audience is secondary school teachers seeking a state-required graduate degree. A small number are recent WCSU Mathematics BA graduates who then transfer to PhD programs elsewhere. The program's current format, which is strictly part-time and on-ground, is no longer meeting the needs of these audiences and is not attracting additional students. Provost Missy Alexander will speak to the item and introduce colleagues as needed to comment and answer questions.
Thank you. There isn't a lot to add to what Provost Cathoria said, other than this opportunity to suspend rather than close immediately allows us to re-evaluate it, determine if it's feasible to reopen it in the future, or if there are other pathways that we should be pursuing. So this allows the department to stop admission, review the statewide need for this kind of degree, and whether we should reopen it within the next 2 years.
Motion to move this forward. Second. Discussion, comments? Seeing none, all in favor of the suspension of the mathematics MA at Western?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion is carried. The second item is a series of modifications. First one being the music education BS at Central. Provost Cathoria, would you want to introduce that item, please?
Yes, thank you, Regent Bloom. Central Connecticut State University seeks the approval for modifications to the Bachelor of Science in Music Education. The modification restructures the program to improve access and equity, facilitate student academic success, and to foster timely degree completion, and include curricular revisions and enhancements that provide additional support for students from disadvantaged backgrounds and or under-resourced school districts. Provost Kim Costellis will speak to the proposal and introduce colleagues as needed to comment and answer questions.
Great, thank you so much. And just a couple comments just before I talk specifically about this one is, this is a great example of a program modification that we're bringing forward that's in response to a campus-wide effort to really look at ways to increase access, be more transfer friendly, while also fostering collaborations, interdisciplinary collaborations as well. So as you'll see in the first modification to the BS program, as just mentioned, increasing access, making sure that we're looking at it from an equity lens. And in some of the modifications that that are below threshold but are related to this overall modification is the reduction in the core major to allow for flexibility for transfer students to come in, as well as to have external minors. It's still the same number of overall credits, but for example, a student could bring in or pursue a minor in business for the BA modification that's below, so that we're again trying to create the interdisciplinary focus that meets our students' needs the best. So just kind of wanted to, even though they're below threshold, kind of wanted to lift them up and see it as a package that we're overall looking at to modify. I do have Dean Robert Wolf with us too to answer any questions that you may have, and also our department chair Charles Minoche is with us. I don't know if anyone else is getting that feedback, but
I think that's my fault, but I'm working on it.
sorry.
Okay, as you'll note from the agenda, items 4A, sub 4 and sub 5 are the two programs that are connected to below threshold, connected to the program that's on the floor at the moment.
We're happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Well, first, let me have a motion to put this on the table for consideration.
I will move it.
Second to that. Comments, questions from the regents?
It looks like Joanne might be, you're muted if you're.
Chair Ryan, are you? I think she is muted.
Might be on conducting multiple, she might be multitasking.
Okay.
Chair Ryan? Let's move on.
Yes, I think we'll, yeah, okay. Comments, any further comments or questions about this item? Music education BS. Okay. No further comments or questions. All those in favor of approving the
Aye.
item?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Item is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is the School Health Education MS at Southern. Provost Kathuria.
Thank you, Regent Bloom. Southern Connecticut State University seeks the approval for revisions to the Masters of Science in School Health Education program. Since COVID, this program has been offered fully online with success. The target audience for this program is currently employed educators across Connecticut who are looking for coursework or training in health education. Removing the hybrid option and having classes fully online makes the program more accessible to educators across the state. Dr. Trudy Milburn will speak to the proposal and introduce colleagues as needed to comment and answer questions.
Thank you, Provost Kathuria. We believe this is a straightforward request based on data, including interest from students to just join remotely rather than have to come to campus from their jobs across the state. So this is a straightforward request to drop that hybrid and go to fully online.
Questions or, first a motion to move this forward?
So moved.
Second, yep. Comments, questions from the regents? If I may, this program, as a consequence of this, would be available presumably to anyone, anywhere in the country, not
Yes.
just. Okay. And do you have do you think there's any prospect of out-of-state students being interested in this?
It's certainly possible. It is a unique program, and we would certainly welcome and advertise more broadly should this be an option for that you pass today.
Regent McCarthy?
Yes, I have a question too related to your move to totally remote, which is a good idea. I'm wondering if you are aware of any other comparable programs throughout the system. Are there any other of the state university campuses that are offering a similar program also remotely?
I haven't looked at that,
I mean, I think
yeah, I'd have to examine it, but I don't believe so.
well, Chair Bloom and I have talked about this, and I think that going forward, as we're in the interest of efficiency and building enrollment in particular programs, I think we'd like people coming in to propose fully online graduate programs, that they do an inventory of the other schools in the system to make sure we're not cannibalizing comparable, not necessarily identical, but comparable programs in one of the other 3 state universities, when a fully online program could be equally accessible to all students throughout the system. That's for the future.
The future, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But the future.
I think this is important. This is, as Regent McCarthy says, this is an important consideration given the overall situation going forward.
But I would say, when I say for the future, the next meeting is the future.
Yes,
So,
next meeting is the future. Yes.
future. It's the next time we see one of these things, I can assure you I'm going to ask whether people have done an inventory of potentially comparable programs in other of the state universities.
And, Provost Katoria has his hand up.
Just wanted to add, based on the listings that are available to us, this is the only master's health education program in the entire system.
Great. Okay. That's the answer. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, we are asking in our revised program proposal materials that similar programs on the other campuses be identified as part of the submission. Other comments, questions? All those in favor of approving the MS in school health education as submitted by Southern?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion is carried. The next item is actually a series of 3 items, B3, 3, 4, and 5, relating to the graduate reading program, MS at Southern. Provost Kathuria.
Thank you, Regent Bloom. Southern Connecticut State University seeks the approval for revisions to the Masters of Science in Remedial Reading and Language Arts, as well as the Reading and Language Arts Consultant Postmaster's Certificate and the 6th-year certificate in Remedial Reading and Language Arts Consultant. As nearly all of the students matriculated in the program work as full-time educators or administrators in the P12 settings located around Connecticut, being physically present for classes on a weekly basis is a significant challenge. The modification of instructional delivery is to allow students to reduce their travel time and the time when they need to be physically present for their classes by more than half. Dr. Trudy Milburn will speak to the proposal and introduce colleagues as needed to comment and answer questions.
Thank you again, Provost Kathuria. Today, I have Dean Stephen Hegedus with us, as well as faculty to address further questions on this proposal, this series.
Questions, comments from the regents? Okay. Seeing no questions or comments, motion to approve the 3 items, B3, B4, and B5.
Excuse me, Regent
All in
Bloom.
favor? Yes.
We need to approve them separately, have votes on the 3 separate resolutions for this. So if we could
Okay.
take them individually, thank you.
We will do them individually. Thank you. B3, graduate reading, remedial reading and language arts, MS. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? B4, graduate reading, postmaster certificate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? And item 5, graduate reading, remedial reading, 6-year certificate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Item 3 is carried, item 4 is carried, and item 5 is carried. The next item is 6, instructional leadership EDD at Western, significant modification. This is an EDD program. Provost Kathoria.
Thank you, Regent Bloom. Western Connecticut State University seeks the approval for the modification of the EDD in instructional leadership. This revision reduces the time to 3 years to align with, and it aligns with the competitors. In addition, the Doctor of Education programs are moving away from the traditional PhD dissertation and towards a practitioner-based culminating project that benefits the student as a leader rather than a potential academic or researcher. The culminating project will be redefined to include a practitioner-based project such as dissertation, program evaluation, decision-making project, etc. Provost Missy Alexander will speak to the item and introduce colleagues as needed to comment and answer questions.
Thank you. I'm going to introduce my colleagues in just one second, but just want to note that this program pivoted to a fully online model during the pandemic and applied to stay that way. So it is already a fully online program. This is a further modification to better meet the needs of our students, accelerating the cycle of courses so that they can access them and revising courses to meet some newer emerging needs. But this has been a long-standing program that has done very well, has educated leaders throughout the state for many years, and this is us making the next step on that. And now I'd like to introduce Marcy Delcourt, who's the director of the program, and she can give you the details.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. And as Provost Alexander indicated, this is already a fully online program. It's the only program of its type in Connecticut. And it remains with the same number of credits, which are 60 credits. So we haven't changed anything about that. And I just wanted to point out to add on to what Provost Alexander said, we're expanding the program to also include sometimes other individuals who are interested in getting their doctorate in instructional leadership. We've had individuals inquire about the program who are, for instance, in higher ed or who might be educational consultants with the required backgrounds, but because they weren't currently in a K-12 environment, we had to turn them away. And so we're also expanding the program for other types of individuals, but of course they would all be interested in the goal of the degree. We've updated many of the courses and are looking at expanding to include more DEI related information, which we've been doing over the course of several years. And just wanted to let you know, we certainly have a focus on that in our educational environments. We will be, the movement from 5 years to 3 years, we have already, the course curriculum is 3 years, and then individuals do their dissertation. And what we simply did was used some of the intercession times to be able to offer the courses, because we've received feedback from our current students and even our graduates that they would like to see how they could use their degree sooner. Now, it doesn't mean everybody has to do the program in a shorter amount of time. They just might want to, and this gives them the opportunity to do so, because people do want to get out there, use their degrees, and potentially, I'll just say it, make more money from their years in higher ed. We are looking at the idea, this culminating project idea is something that is not only currently it's a trend, but it's being at every university, Harvard, Vanderbilt, Northwestern, many other universities are looking at, especially with their EDDs, something that might be more practical. It will still have, say, a 5-chapter concept in that you need to describe the project, you need to have an adequate review of the lit, you need to describe procedures, results, and implications. But it might not need to be an empirical study. Which is more of the dissertation trend. And it doesn't mean that people won't be doing a traditional dissertation. They can just have the option for what they want to, how they want to pursue things. We also included in the information that we would be eliminating the Miller analogy test. And as many of you know, the Miller analogy test has already been eliminated by ETS. So we're dropping that. And we've revised our mission and vision for the program, and actually it aligns much better with the university's learning outcomes, and so it really falls in line with the accreditation procedures that we've been going through. And I think that, and we want to be admitting a cohort every year rather than every other year, and this would help students who can't take every course all of the time, the opportunity to take the course the next year rather than wait 2 years until it comes around again. And that was that is something the students have significantly appreciated in this particular proposal. So I thank you for your time, and available to answer any questions.
Can we have a motion to put this on the table?
So moved.
I'll second.
Regent James, you had a question, I think, a comment.
I have a comment. I just want to commend you for the diligence and looking at what we have learned from online programming over the past few years to really re-examine the way we are delivering. And it is such a student-focused and recognition of some of the pressures and the realities facing our students today. And by doing this work, you're providing more access. So I just want to commend the entire faculty for this work, because you're doing this while you're continuing to carry your day-to-day load in. And I just want to say how much I appreciate it. We all appreciate it, and certainly our student population appreciates it. So thank you.
Other questions or comments? What, if I may, what percentage of the students who begin this program go all the way through?
Approximately 85%, between 80 and 85%. That's a nice high graduation rate, which we're very proud of, and so we are committed to individuals once they are admitted to the program, and if they withdraw, it's often personal reasons. Things within their environment which prevent them from moving along. But if they're motivated, we work with them so that they finish and have that sense of accomplishment.
How long does it usually take? But I mean, I assume these changes will speed up the process for.
Right. And so right now, the students take their coursework within 3 years, and that's really what we're doing is we're compressing that a little more, filling in some of those gaps because many students just said, "Oh, there's only one course this summer. Maybe we could put more in there," and so we just found opportunities to move the coursework up a little bit more. And we also do this, frankly, with our EDD and nursing program that we already have at the university, and that's a 3-year degree program. So we were just learning from some of the best models around us.
Thank you. Other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the modifications and substitutions?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next item, we have items here which are always very fulfilling, the awards and promotions. So the next item will be C, Board of Regents Faculty Awards. Provost Kathoria, do you want to introduce this item, please?
Thank you, Regent Bloom. Each spring, the Board of Regents recognizes faculty from across the system for excellence in both teaching and scholarly work. For full-time faculty, each school can grant awards in 2 categories, one in teaching and another in research or scholarly excellence. Each of these awards then becomes eligible for a system award in those categories. In addition, 2 nominated adjunct faculty receive system awards for excellence in teaching. These awards showcase the excellent work of our CSCU faculty, and I ask the committee to approve the nominations and join me in congratulating the recipients.
Motion to put this forward?
So moved.
Second. Comments? Questions? All those in favor of approving the Board of Regents Faculty Awards as set out in the agenda?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carried. Congratulations to the faculty involved here. Next item is CSU promotions and tenures. We have 4 items, one from each campus. CSU promotions and tenures, Central Connecticut State University. Motion to move that forward.
So moved.
Second. Comments or questions? All those in favor of D1, Central State University promotions and tenures?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations to the faculty at Central who achieved these statuses. Eastern D2, motion to put on the table promotions and tenures at Eastern. Nobody?
So moved.
Second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor of the promotions and tenures as set forth at Eastern?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Item D3, promotions and tenures at Southern. We'll put that forward.
So moved.
And second.
Second.
Comments or questions on this item? All those in favor of D3, Southern?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? D4, promotions and tenures at Western.
So
Move
moved.
forward. Thank you. Comments or questions? Regent James, are you?
No.
No. All those in favor of approving the promotions and tenures at Western?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? On behalf of the committee, I want to express my our congratulations to the faculty who have been promoted and received tenure in this round. This is a major accomplishment, and it's worthy of recognition and mention. So, next item, E, faculty research grants. Again, I've looked through them. There's some very impressive research proposals in this package. So faculty research grants, E1 at Southern. Move it forward.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Research grants at Eastern, putting it forward.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Comments or questions from the regents? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Research grants at Southern, moving that forward.
So moved. Second.
Second. Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? And faculty research grants at Western. Move that forward.
Moved. So moved.
Comments or questions about the research grants at Western? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All of them are approved. We should note that this is part of the package of part of the collective bargaining agreement and emanates from the collective bargaining agreement. Item F, recognizing CSU Phi Theta Kappa All Connecticut Academic Team. Proposal to put that on the table for consideration.
So moved.
Second.
Comments or questions? This is again a very impressive accomplishment. Provost Couture, do you want to say anything about this at all?
No, I mean, each spring, we have the, give me 1 second, sorry, yeah. Each spring, Phi Theta Kappa, the National Community College Honor Society recognizes outstanding students, the All Connecticut Academic Team. These students have demonstrated excellence in their academics, as well as in their participation in campus activities. Just wanted to say, please join me in recognizing and congratulating our community college All Connecticut Academic Team.
Thank you. All those in favor of approving this item?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions? Carried unanimously. Finally, the last item, I'm sorry, no, next to last item, G, 2023 Henry Barnard Award recipients. Motion to put this on the table. Second.
Second.
Provost Couture, do you want to say anything about this item?
Just very briefly, that the Henry Barnard Award is granted to CSU students who have demonstrated excellence in both academic and substantial commitment to voluntary community service. Please join me in recognizing our Henry Barnard Award recipients for their outstanding achievement.
This is both academic and service.
Yes.
And community. Thank you. All those in favor of approving the awards as listed?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Awards are approved. Congratulations to the student recipients. And we have the CSU professor nomination. Provost Couture, motion to put this on the table for consideration.
So moved.
Second.
Provost Couture.
Thank you, Regent Bloom. Central Connecticut State University seeks the approval for the appointment of Dr. Christine Larson as the Connecticut State University professor. Provost Kim Costello is here to answer any questions about the nomination.
And if I could just add one thing, because I noticed on the summary table, it does note that she's been a faculty member since 2014. She's actually been full professor since 2014 and has been teaching with us and started at the instructor level in 1989, and then was promoted to assistant professor, associate, and then full. So I just wanted to clarify that she's been here since 1989, and she is CCSU, as many know her as well. And happy to speak on more about her as well, as we can't speak enough good things about her internally as well as externally through her recognitions and scholarship work.
I think it'd be good if you added a few more words, if you talk a bit about her, since this
Sure.
is a major award, clearly.
Yes, so she's also been in addition to her scholarship work, and let me first also say that she received her BA from CCSU in 1984 and went on to get her master's and her PhD from UConn, and then came back to teach with us, and has also been teaching in our honors program since 1991, and is currently serving as the director of the honors program again, because it is a 3-year term that is elected, and she has served other terms of that as well, and very involved with our Center for Teaching and Innovation, as well as our first year experience as a faculty liaison, as well as very active in our community with the planetarium shows, as well as other events that she puts on that attracts our K-12 partners, as well as our overall CCSU community, as well as outside of the community too.
Thank you, Provost Costello. Very impressive. May I have a motion? I'm sorry. May I have a vote to approve the nomination as a CSU professor nomination as set forth and as described? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion's carried. Congratulations to her. This is great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have informational items below threshold, but there are two items that we need to comment on. One, as we discussed in connection with the music program earlier, A, 4, and 5 are connected to the program we approved. It does not require board action, but I just want to note that for the record. The other item, B, 4B, is an update regarding the ECSU nursing program. Provost Costello, do you want to introduce this?
Yes, absolutely. We had requested Provost Salka to give us an update about the BS nursing degree that was approved in our last meeting, and to give an update about the shared governance process. So I'd like to invite Provost Salka.
And you'll note this is page 391 in the package. There's a one-page item on page 391 related to this. Provost.
Okay, thank you and good morning, Regents. Let me begin by apologizing for sending the nursing program through the board process before it had been officially and finally approved through our campus process. I would also like to acknowledge Professor Sensiker for raising this issue. To be completely honest, this has been our past practice at Eastern from long before I was provost. Oftentimes these new programs come in the spring, and then when they come late in the spring, as the nursing program did, as we were waiting to secure funding to start it, there usually isn't time to get through the campus process and then the board process, so that we send them at the same time. And obviously, if one level did not approve, it would have been removed from the other level. That said, we will not do this in the future. We will go through the entire campus governance process before sending it on to the academic council and to this committee. I am happy to report that the nursing major was approved by our University Senate unanimously on April 18th. The department is currently interviewing candidates for 3 staff positions. One is the director of the nursing program, the other is the associate director of the program, and the third is the coordinator of clinical placements. All of these jobs have very strong candidate pools, and we anticipate making offers in all 3 positions within the coming weeks. And so as a result, should the board officially approve the nursing major in its May 18th meeting, we will be able to start enrolling both first year and transfer nursing students this fall. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
The transfer students would start where in the program? Where would they be transferred into? What level would they be transferred into?
It would depend on the number of credits. If they were an RN, if they had completed their associate's degree, they would come in and begin their clinical work. We are constructing a clinical space on campus this summer that will be operational by fall. And we anticipate that the Hartford Healthcare Wyndham Hospital full simulation facility will be operational in fall of 24. So if they come in with the RN, then they will go right into their clinical and other courses to complete the bachelor's degree. That it should not delay their progress towards graduation.
And they would not be required to take any further courses in biology or chemistry beyond what they brought with them?
They should not, because those prerequisites should have been met at the community college.
And if they weren't, are you making individual assessments here when the students come in as to what their records are?
It would be based on the articulation agreements that we would have in place. So if there were courses that they didn't take at the community college but needed for the nursing major, they would take them here.
Okay. Comments or questions from Provost Salka? I do want to add that as a consequence of this, we have added a line in the program proposal form that requires that the submission state when it's been approved at the campus level. That the expectation prior to this was that they wouldn't be submitted unless they had been approved through the campus governance process. And might say this a loophole seems to have existed here in this process. So we are the new program. Any new program proposal coming in will have to specify when it was approved in the campus through the campus governance process before it will be considered by ASA. Other comments or questions? Provost Salka, thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no further items, business items before us, if there's no further comment, I would, Regent Porth, I'm sorry, thank you.
Thanks, Regent Bloom. I just wanted to say before we finish that we really appreciate the opportunity as a member of the Board of Regents to recognize the great talent and excellence throughout our system. And we got to do that today for faculty and for students. And it's my favorite part of our responsibilities to be able to do this. So thank you to everyone and congratulations to all the people being recognized. Thanks.
This is, as I said earlier, this is one of the more rewarding parts of what we do. So it's, I think it's, thank you, Regent Porth. I think that's a very fine statement to make. Regent James?
I'm sorry, totally unrelated. I just want you to know I did see former Regent Aviva Budd last night at an event, and she did send her regards to the board.
Thank you. That's right. How is she doing well?
She's doing very well.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other comments for good and welfare? Always add a good and welfare item to the end. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any objections? All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you all very much, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the near future. Thank you very much, and thank you to the campus participants who have been here, who have been very, very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Meeting is officially adjourned at, I guess about, my computer says 10:17. I'm not sure if it's exactly accurate, but thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Your
you.
live stream has stopped.